Jane Jeffries, and I actually live in Franconia. I was reluctant to buy Bethlehem landfill, actually. I have a couple of comments just based on everything that has been said tonight, and then a question. I have to agree with the people who said, why is this a modification? I wasn't up on a lot of these issues until I came tonight, and I've attended other things in the past, but the current application I wasn't up on. And I kept thinking, shouldn't this be a stage 5? It didn't make sense to me that this is a modification because it's so huge. So I guess I wanted to just say that as another person uninformed, this seemed way outside of that. I also want to comment on the fact that Casella and NCES is a corporation for profit with shareholders all around the country and probably the world making money off of the profit that they're making here. And I feel a little like I'm at the funeral of a beautiful part of the world being sacrificed for corporate profits. And I have to say that it's an emotional response that I have. I don't know a lot about the waste industry. I know a lot about the medical industry because I'm a doctor. And I see, what pharmaceutical companies and for-profit have done to medicine, and I'm equally horrified by, that's where I see it, and that's clearly the nature of corporate America, is sell their product and make their money and make their shareholders rich. So when I see what's happening to the people here, including, people I really care about, and myself, I live nearby, and I think this is going to leak. And yeah, right now there's only some VOCs in some test wells, just some. But that's not going to be the case in 10 years. It's certainly not going to be the case in 25 years. It's going to be more and more and more. And, people growing up, the babies that I take care of, when they have babies, what on earth is going to be happening? And that's not, I may be 110 by then, but it's real for them. And this is a legacy that we are leaving for people that we care about, you and I, and everybody else. And if it was your grandchild or your next door neighbor, there's something so unethical and unsavory about this being on top of water. From what I understand from the hearings like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, was Carberry is sort of on bedrock, and Carberry is relatively safe. And from what I hear now, Carberry is so big that we can take our trash to Carberry now, and that New Hampshire doesn't even need all of this extra space. Now, Casella needs it because of their profit-making machine, and that's part of, what's happening in America. But I see the individuals here, and it makes me very sad to see what's happening. I also think the issue about the aquifer is something to really pay attention to. If you look what's going on ecologically around the world, water is going to be a hugely important commodity. Clean drinking water is going to be hugely important in the next 10, 25, 50 years. Again, for that generation I'm talking about, if it doesn't become really a huge issue in the next 10 years, and none of us really knows that. So I think it behooves you as regulators to really keep the water issue. We're going to need this. The people who have their wells are going to need it, but Bethlehem may need it. The neighboring towns may need this fresh water in the aquifer as other things happen in the environment, with global warming and the storms that are happening. I do want to comment on the 25-year storm rule. That was one of the points where my heart just sunk during this hearing. I thought, 25 years? A 25-year storm? I lived in Tacoma, Iowa when I was a child, and I look at what's happening in Iowa, and I'm thinking, those folks got wiped out. You just look around the world and you see what's going on, and we've got 25-year storm standards. That should change yesterday. That really should change yesterday.